The Pittsburgh Steelers have a massive problem on both sides of the football. And if those problems aren't addressed or fixed, then it's going to be a very, very long season for Steelers fans. My name is Tamir Jean-Charles. This is Steelers Digest. We're going to hop right into it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please get subscribed. Only 67% of you are subscribed. We've got a lot more content rolling out in the future. How you doing, Steelers fans? We have come back after our Week 2 home opener at Acrisure Stadium to the Seattle Seahawks. We fell to them in miraculous fashion, I guess I should say. I'll address three things, three defensive things, and then I'll address three offensive things. The more pressing issues are number one. And this is the second straight week, and you see the graphic on your screen, of the defense not being able to stop the run. I wanted to pin it to new pieces, being in the defense, couple rookie additions, more bodies going down, especially in the secondary and on our D-line, already thin D-line. Logan Lee went down yesterday, and then obviously Derek Harmon is out. We don't know if he's going to be back for our Week 3 matchup against the Patriots in Foxborough. But this is the second straight week of us basically getting run all over. And this was worse than last week. Yes, we did give up more yards, but it's really about yards per carry. And this week we gave up 8.1 and compared to last week, which was awful still, but 5.6. That's still bad, but it's nowhere near 8.1. And Breece Hall had more touches than Kenneth Walker had. And yes, they split touches with Zach Charbonnet, who wasn't nearly as effective as a runner as Kenneth Walker. But this is another big problem for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's like you want to pin it down to injuries, and football is such a nuanced sport in terms of, and Peyton Wilson said this, if you're just 6 inches off of your gap assignment, if one person doesn't understand the scheme, a lot could go wrong. And we obviously saw that with Kenneth Walker's 19-yard touchdown run to ice the game there at the end. But other than injuries, Alex Highsmith went down with a bad ankle injury. I don't think he's going to be put on IR. They don't believe it's a 4-week thing. He should be back, probably before our Week 5 bye. But obviously Derek Harmon goes down. Keanu Benton played better, even though we gave up, if you watch the game, even though we gave up this stat line, Keanu Benton played better than last week. Cam Heyward played less than 70 snaps on defense, which, he's an older man, but if you're one of our better run defenders, I probably want you out there for more than 70% of the snaps that they're taking on offense. It didn't help that Cooper Kupp had a really, really good game. I don't know if he eclipsed 100 yards. I definitely know Jackson Smith and Jigba, which I was telling Yinzers to watch out for, had 8 catches for 103 yards, no touchdowns, and then he was also the one that caught the big deep ball against Jalen Ramsey. But a lot of our injuries showed Joey Porter Jr. being sidelined, having to find some pieces that can stick there. No Deshaun Elliott. We saw a practice squad player who was elevated, and Chuck Clark starting. Jabril Peppers didn't really get any snaps on defense. We saw him on special teams. But it's a lot of problems. I do want to say something about TJ Watt. Is one of the first things we've seen, because I didn't see this against the Jets, and obviously we didn't see this last year or the year before that or anything like that. I saw him move around. He was over the left tackle a couple times to a few times in this game. He just wasn't over the right tackle like he normally always has been throughout his career in Pittsburgh. They started moving him around, and teams are starting to find a recipe. Just run away from TJ Watt. That's literally the team's recipe. If you looked at the PFF stats from our game against the Jets, they ran away from him. If you look at the PFF stats against the Seahawks, they ran away from him. They're just, if I understand you're going to have a player who's going to stand on one side of the field for 100% of the snaps he is in the game, I'm talking about when he is in the game, for 100% of those snaps he is in the game, I know exactly where your best player is going to be. Let's just do everything towards the other side, and let's see what we get. If we lose the game, fine. But let's just see what we get. And yes, we beat the Jets, but it was only by 2 points, and we're 1-1. But that was the recipe for the Seahawks and second-year coach Mike McDaniel. all right, I understand TJ Watt is here, and he's a defensive coach, so he really knows how to move away from these types of things. He's on this side. Let's just run away from that. Let's just completely run away from that side. And they're running behind Charles Cross, their best tackle, anyways. So, that's not really a recipe for anything. It's good to see him trying to find some positives in this. It's good to see him move around. I'd want him to move around just a bit more. So defensives and offensive coordinators, they can't get a vibe of where he's going to be at any given time. But the graphic on my screen is completely unacceptable. And Steelers fans, this isn't anything new to us. This isn't a Terrell Austin thing. If you want to put it on Tomlin, fine. But this has been happening for like half a decade now. Like, when we get teams to third and longs, usually as a fan, you're looking at your screen and you're like, all right, good. We get to unleash our demons. Highsmith. Herbig had his first interception for us off the Cam Heyward tip. When Cam Heyward does play, he impacts the game. I need to see him play more. TJ Watt, Jack Sawyer got his first NFL sack against Darnold the other day. So we have edge rushers. So when it comes to these third and long situations, you have confidence that you're going to get off the field. 19-yard touchdown catch, 19-yard catch, incomplete, 6-yard run, 13-yard catch, incomplete, 11-yard, 12 yards. Like, these chunk plays that when it happens for Pittsburgh, it's like, wow. It's like you're seeing a whole new different language. A 20-yard pass to DK, we've never seen that. Now, we saw a screen against the Jets for him to run for more than 20 yards. But in this game, yes, he did catch a touchdown, but he had 3 catches for 20 yards. We need to use our guy who's making $33 million a year a bit more on offense. But these are completely unacceptable. Cooper Kupp and Jackson Smith-Njigba was tearing us to shreds yesterday. That's a big problem. This next graphic is an even bigger problem. It's just like we're just keep going up. This next graphic is an even bigger problem. In the last 10 games, 10 straight games of allowing opposing offenses to gain 300 yards, which is the longest streak in the National Football League, and allowing basically 30 points per game, which genuinely is not good. And yes, we did have kind of a hell slate at the end of last year with Eagles, Chiefs, Ravens, Bengals, all these high-powered offenses we did have to play at the end of the year. It's no excuse, because if you're going up against high-powered offense and you've got this defense who's supposed to be generational, supposed to be the most expensive in the league, you don't shy away from that challenge. Now, yes, it is harder if your offense can't score and your defense is on the field for a majority of the game, but we've got to do better. We've got to do better as a group. We've got to do better as a team. And this just isn't going to help it. TJ Watt also hasn't recorded a sack since week 15 against the Eagles, where he had 2 sacks and I think a strip fumble. I think one of those sacks were a strip fumble. But a lot of things need to change on defense in terms of just getting guys back, guys just getting into their gaps. Like, people want to hear, did this coach get fired? Did this get changed? Did that get changed? Sometimes you just have to lock in and understand what your assignment is. And as the season goes on, hopefully that happens. But right now, the guys just aren't locked in, especially in the run game. Moving to offense, it's starting to look like Ben Roethlisberger at the end of his career. Remember when we were just getting the ball out of his hands real quick, screens to Juju, screens to Deontay Johnson. We were just getting the ball out real quick. This is something I didn't really want to see at all in 2025. I thought Project Jones had a better game than he did in New York this time. Troy Fautanu. I feel like the rights, it's like we always take a flip-flop. Yes, this is a young line, so it's going to take them I wouldn't say a long time. I don't want to get anyone mad, but it's going to take them a while for them to really gel together and become those guys that we know they can be. It seems like they flopped. First is Broderick Jones. He kind of locked in. He locked in this game against Seattle, and it was Mason McCormick and Troy Fautanu that were, kind of, a little iffy on that right side. That's where a lot of the pressure was coming. The Seahawks got DeMarcus Lawrence on that side rushing. Big Cat Leonard Williams was also there. Boye Mafe is a good rusher, but he was on Broderick Jones' side. The point is, I do not want to see this. But here's the thing. You can't get mad at it. If I have a 41-year-old quarterback who's here on a 1-year deal, why am I going to try to throw the ball 40 yards down the field to please fans if there's no protection? Because you're going to be even more mad if he gets hurt. And then you have to see Mason Rudolph for over 12 to 13 weeks. So the Lions got to figure it out. Assignments, how to shift, who to pick up, they've got to figure that out as well. DK Metcalf needs to get more targets, which is something that just has to happen now. That's not anything that I don't think anyone's going to wait on. That has to happen right now. Paid way too much money for DK Metcalf to have three catches, 20 yards, and a touchdown against his former team. It doesn't even matter that it was against his former team. It's just, you always want to ball out versus your old guys, and he just didn't get a chance to do that. Obviously, the elephant in the room that I haven't addressed yet, Caleb Johnson. And I was telling you guys, if anybody remembers, I was telling you guys in previous videos, 3rd round draft pick, supposed to come and blow out Najee Harris's production out of the water. But guys, if he does not do the limited roles that he's given, we will never see that. And right now, Jaylen Warren, after that insane run, screen he caught, when Aaron Rodgers bought time, he made himself quarterback friendly, breaking all those tackles, making people miss. That's our running back 1 right now. Kenneth Gainwell, running back 2. New York Jets fumbled the kickoff. Now, didn't know the kickoff rule. And I'm not going to make that a Danny Smith issue. I'm not going to make that a coaching issue. Right? If you tell somebody, yeah, you're going to be on kickoff, they just don't send you on kickoff. Like, you have some type of inkling of what to do and what not to do, especially with these new kickoff rules. Guys, these people have meetings. They're professionals. So they have, the NFL changed the new kickoffs. It's now this, that, and that. These conversations happen. Obviously, if it doesn't, it's malpractice, but these conversations do happen. I'm not saying that to blame Caleb Johnson, to put all 100% on him, but these conversations do happen. These are Aaron Rodgers' words, just telling him just to keep his confidence, because I'm mad, but I'm not going to press on him and be like, he can't hack it. But right now, in a league that, yes, Rodgers is right, what have you done for me lately league? He hasn't done anything lately. I give you a limited role, right? I need to see what you can handle before I can put you in the backfield. And if you're fumbling in week 1, and then in week 2, you're not fielding a kickoff that landed in the landing zone, and you're giving up 7, a lot of people are going to get mad about us losing to the Seahawks. That's really what changed the game. You just give up a free 7 like that when we're already chasing the game a little bit, and when it was a back and forth game, then yeah, we're going to lose the game. Of course. Now, there are other things that led up to the situation, the defense and the offense not being able to go, and the run game not being able to get going. But there are a lot of things that happened in the buildup. And this is just something that just kept the ball rolling and completely toppled us as a team. But yeah, keep your confidence, keep your head up. Mike Tomlin's not the type of guy to just completely give you no role. You are a 3rd round draft pick. We did pour resources into you. You will see the field. He just needs to lock in when he does see the field. And then last but not least, I do want to talk about the pick in the end zone. The pick in the red zone when Jaylen Warren did do that big run, set us up, I think, at like the 5 or the 6. We ran a play. I think Gainwell picked up maybe 2 yards. 2nd down. Aaron Rodgers tries to extend the play, and as a wide receiver, you don't bring bees to the nest. You do not bring bees to the nest. Everyone knows as a wide receiver, if the play breaks down, where do you go? You go towards your quarterback. Calvin Austin, not a young guy, he's 26 years old, but runs up, brings multiple players towards the nest. Rodgers throws. Freiermuth is wide open. Rodgers throws. Turns into tip. He didn't make the catch. And that's what he's saying in the quote. He's like, if you make the catch, fine. I'll still come over to the sidelines and tell you to never do that ever again. But at least make the catch. Goes off your hands, tipped, Deion Kendrick interception, and we don't get those points. So a lot of things happen. In summary, Benton played better. Herbert got his first pick. Jack Sawyer got his first sack. Patrick Queen had a little rib injury, came back. Peyton Wilson had an injury, came back. Alex Highsmith had an injury. He was already limited coming into this game. He had an injury, did not come back. Got more of Y.A. Black. A lot of things. Jalen Ramsey had an interception as well. Didn't really do that well in coverage against Cooper Kupp and Jackson Smith and Jigba. But these are the breakdowns for offensively and defensively. Yenzers, let me know what you think in the comments. This was a bit of an extended video. It was a lot to talk about in this game, more so than last week. Week one, you just kind of want to let people just chill out, and just be like, okay, it's week one. Now we're on week two, right? Got 15 more weeks left of football, and one of those is a bye week. So 14 weeks of football left. Sounds like a lot. Really isn't. Things have to start changing very, very quickly. All right, Yenzers fans, let me know what you think about in the comments about the game. Is there anything I missed? I'll see you guys in a bit.